see if council add. Okay, before we approve the agenda, I want a couple items added to the agenda. One for a resolution for Women's Institute to have the cupboards that they choose for in the kitchen. And
That's not on the thing, and we've already talked about it, and it's done already, Ken.
I'm
So
putting it on the agenda.
it can't go on the agenda.
It can go on the agenda.
No, it
I'm
can't. It's not on the agenda and you can't speak on it.
I talked to Peggy Lovelace and she said to do it this way, put it on the
She
agenda.
told me it doesn't go on the agenda.
Well, it's council decision. I'm requesting council to put it on the agenda that we pass a resolution authorizing the Women's Institute to have cupboards in the kitchen and
They do.
there are locks on the cupboards. We have to talk about the locks on the cupboards. Because
We're getting locks on the cupboards.
I want this on the agenda. So I want this on the agenda, so I need permission from council to add this to the agenda.
I have a question. Is there a procedure in place that you have to have items on the agenda prior to the agenda
No.
being printed?
You need, when it comes to agenda, you approve the agenda and you can add things to the agenda. And this was, actually, this was requested to put on the kitchen on June the 6th before council agenda was.
Where is that on that there, Mr. Mayor?
It's not in there, but I have emails requesting this to be put on the agenda.
You forward the email to the office staff so
Yes.
they can put it on,
Yes,
and it's not put on?
right.
Well, I just want to see the emails if I may, and then I'll,
Here, you want to copy the emails?
if you may, I would like to please.
It's not a council, it's
I-
not something you bring to council, Ken.
Lorraine, this is council decision.
It's not on the agenda.
Here's the emails.
Thank you.
It's already been taken care of, Ken.
This is something that Women's Institute been asking for quite a while, and they want,
We just got the
Covered.
kitchen done.
you need
Just got the
permission to
kitchen
talk.
done.
You need permission to talk. This is something that the Women's Institute been asking for a while, and they requested me the other day, and they had a letter sent to council a while back requesting this. So, and they had locks on the cupboards, and recreation requested that locks be on the cupboards because they bought a lot of stuff and stuff has disappeared. But we have to put this on the agenda to make sure it gets done.
I just see that they want an update from,
Update on the kitchen.
and then they're asking for another update on the grants and the process.
Yeah.
And Lorraine gave you an update on Friday. They're waiting for contractors on the range hoods.
Yeah.
And those range hoods don't look industrial, by the way. That's another topic I'll talk about after. As for the grant, you'll have to contact E4M again. Make up a resolution for the effect, there are no locks in the cupboards. Is
Right,
that what you're talking about, Mayor?
right. There's no locks on the cupboards.
Which there should be, as the old cupboards were able to lock.
Women's Institute has their stuff they want to protect, and recreation's dishes and that.
Yeah, they're asking for the locks to be put on, and they're also asking for how much of the grant money is left over
Right.
to do that.
Mhm.
I don't see where they ask to put locks on. They want to know how much money is left.
Well,
Let's see the
let's add this to the agenda, and then we can talk about it.
You want to let Ian see them, or?
You want to see these in?
No, I don't want to see them. Locks are supposed to be going on them, correct?
Yeah, it's in the
So
works.
that's nothing to be discussed
But
tonight.
are they under the, this should be put on the agenda so we can talk about it.
Then it should have been put on the agenda when we first did the proposal.
I agree.
Right.
I agree. And
Not,
But
not,
they're, put-
not
they're
when it's
being
all
put
done.
up, they're putting their stuff in, they can put
Correct.
them in tomorrow wherever they want in the kitchen. They
Yeah.
can put their stuff and then tell us how many locks they need.
Yeah.
Period, the end.
But the other cupboards have to be locked too.
Not a, you want all the cupboards locked?
Well, because the recreation requested that before the tender went
Oh,
out.
I never heard anything about that.
Long
Ken.
time ago.
Okay, well,
there's gotta be some kind of paperwork on that, Mr. Mayor.
Well, I would like to see a copy of the tender, how it's written.
there was no locks put on, I don't know.
Well, it's up to council. I put a motion forward. If council doesn't accept it, then. You heard the,
Yeah.
I think, no, yes?
No,
Carry on.
I
Okay,
think you should
okay, move on.
just a quick question, Mr. Mayor, from you to Lorraine. Is there still funds left from that we can purchase the?
I don't know, but they're gonna get put on.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, approval agenda, mover? Oh,
We have it down there.
Moved
Perfect.
by
I was
Ian
saying, there we go.
Chambers and second by Eugene Caputo. Be it resolved that this council hereby approves the agenda for June 14th, 2022, and any addendum as presented.
heard the resolution, all in favor?
Aye.
Carried. No, Eugene, Enzo?
I do not see Enzo on Zoom. He's obviously not here.
Okay. Thank you.
Carried. Any disclosures of humor and interest? Constable Matthews?
So I had unmute. Yes, I have that one in front of council. You want me to read it? Would that
Yes,
be
please.
proper? I'm sorry, I didn't hear the answer.
Yes, would you please read
Yes.
it?
Yes, okay. So I am declaring the following conflict of interest. All financial dealings of the municipality, including meetings of council, on the basis that I am in the municipal administration hiring process. I will disclose this conflict at the regular meeting of council held on June 14th, 2022. I hereby declare that I have disclosed all relevant information that pertains to the conflict of interest noted above, and that all the information provided is accurate to the best of my knowledge.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other? Is there any other? None? Minutes of the previous meeting?
Okay, moved by Councillor Ian Chambers and second by Eugene Caputo. Be it resolved that this council hereby approves the minutes of the regular meeting of May 10th, 2022, and special meeting of May 24th, 2022, as presented.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Questions, information arising out of the minutes? None? Delegations? And petitions and delegations? They can come up here.
Welcome.
Hi, thank you. Do I sit?
Yeah, sit. Okay, so you want to explain the program you want to,
I will certainly try. So people I have not met, my name is Tiffany Baxter. I have recently circulated a petition in the community to build a skate park for the youth and the community at large in Prince Township. What sort of questions?
you got the package.
Yeah, so there's, each counselor received a fairly comprehensive package with what I could put together with the information that I had. So the general proposal is, if we were to build it in this particular green zone here, it's still municipal property. The benefits of building it here is that we get to access all of the existing infrastructure on this site, the washrooms, the pavilion, the lighting. You know, it's already a fairly high traffic area. So I feel a lot of parents are going to feel secure having their kids over here, just like the rink in the winter, right? It's easy to get to. It's right on the main road. There's so many benefits if we were to put it in this particular section here. There is a map generally roughly outlining the square footage of this area as best as I could from the Google Map application. I believe that's about 4,000 square feet, that zone. Obviously, I was estimating off of Google Maps. The information that I could surmise from other municipalities of our general size is that a skate park and plaza facility in the 12,000 to 16,000 square foot range would really be a usable size for our population. And if we were to utilize this particular area, like I said, so if we built a 16,000 square foot facility that leaves about, 12 or whatever in the front part of there, we could add picnic tables, we could add a community garden, we could add so many other features, like the in-ground permanent exercise equipment. I think there used to be some downtown behind City Hall. I'm not sure if there is anymore.
Yeah, there is.
That sort of thing could be integrated there as well. I know there's lots of people in the community that use this little circle as a walking zone. I've done it, like I live across the street, so if I just need a quick little walk, I'll come to a big circle here. So that could potentially open it up to a lot of community use as well, because it's a high traffic area. They're always, the lights are here. All of the stuff is already on this particular site.
And it's not just a skateboard, it's for bicycles too.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I just use the term skate park. Everybody's kind of familiar with the term. You're going to have a concrete surface, some sort of features, some sort of, ramps and bowls and ledges or what have you. Also in the package, you'll notice lots and lots of pictures that explain and show the features of a modern skate park. And each one of those features, they can be integrated to use a skateboard, to use a scooter, to use a BMX. So by allowing those different features, you get all sorts of ages. You can get the 4-year-olds on the scooters, you get the adults on the skateboards, you get the 12-year-olds on the BMX, and everybody can utilize the whole park.
And with that, there's a proposal right now, maybe money coming for a park there too, where you can have either adult playground equipment for exercise or kids playground equipment, whatever they want with the money, that money they want to donate there. So that would go with that. The pavilion's already wired extra so they could run the power from there, so you don't have to worry about any power. There's quite a few ways of getting money for, I don't want to, there's quite a bit of ways to get money. There's the federal government can get some money, the provincial government, there's a big corporation donations could get money from, the townships could throw money in. There's private individuals that have come forward already.
Exactly. So with this particular petition, it was only started about a month ago, and I was able to get 335 signatures on the petition just in our area. So 335 people, and on the particular petition, it was submitted to the township, like to the office, but I didn't include it in each council package. So out of that 335, it was predominantly adults who want this facility. Like, I'm one of the adults who live out here, and I mean, you gotta ride your bike, you gotta ride your skateboard. I don't have a big driveway, you know what I mean? And there's so many kids in our area right now. I've been talking to some elders in the neighborhood, and they've told me that they think that there might be the highest concentration of young people in our immediate zone than maybe there might have ever been, right? I mean, all you have to do is look at the construction, the new houses, and everybody has kids, right? I think it's a prime opportunity to build a facility like this that is so many ages, from 2-year-old kids on little scooters to older people that are reliving their skateboard glory days, can get out there and have fun, right?
There's a lot of kids, a lot of people from town take their kids to the zoo, and I know lots of them use the inside the pavilion to ride their bikes, and they made homemade ramps. Clean
Right.
out.
I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, when I was talking to people about this and circulating this, I can't even tell you how many, I'm gonna say older people, like people my age, who were super excited because they're like, wow, awesome, I'm gonna get my bike out, I'm gonna get my board out, let's do it, let's get it done. I talked to one fellow, Actually, he's from town, he lives in the far west end. And he drove out here to sign the petition. And also on one of those pages, he offered $2,000 once it gets going. Because he used to skate and he wants to bring his grandkids. Like that, I keep hearing that over and over and over, you know? And especially, I mean, we're coming out of the pandemic. So many people, we've all been locked in. Kids are just like kind of getting back into sports, getting back active, back into all this stuff. What a great place to do it, where it's easily accessible for absolutely everybody in what is already kind of considered a safe location, right?
So what you need from council now is a resolution approving this to move forward.
Yeah.
And then you have to get, at least you have to get a estimate,
Mhm.
usually above what we will cost to build this.
Yeah.
So then you can apply for grants and
Absolutely, yeah, and I've already initiated a conversation. One of the companies that I highlighted in the package is New Line Skate Parks. And they are Canada-based, but they build facilities all over Canada, North America, Asia, Europe, all over the place. Now, the information I included in those particular packages were just their mainly Canadian. There's a couple of huge US facilities in there. But I've already initiated a conversation with their, not the sales department, he's like, I want to call him sales and acquisitions, I don't know his actual title, but he's the community outreach guy. He's the guy who, you know, looks at facilities and says, what's your top, you know, your topography, what can we work with, what can we do? You know, so I've started that conversation with him just to get some base information and where to start and how to do it. He's an absolutely amazing, just wealth of knowledge for everything. These people have been doing it forever. So in order to get like prices and designs and features, it's a phone call. Literally, it's a phone call away. And the thing that's really good about this particular activity center is that you can plan it really huge, but you can piece it out and build it over several years if you want to, right? So a lot of them, excuse me, within that package, I think the one that I highlighted was the one in Lloydminster, Alberta. And it's approximately 16,000 square feet, which is what I actually thought would be a good idea. And they pieced it out as well. So they planned the whole site and then did 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. So that's also an option with this type of facility, that it doesn't have to be a giant outlay of cash initially. You can get a master plan and you can piece it out if that's what's going to work financially. So that might be an option as well.
Councilor Chambers, do you have any questions for us?
I like the idea. I like there's people involved in signing the petition and yeah, it's a matter of whether we can find grants or investors and putting it forward for next year's budget.
Yeah, fantastic.
Councilor Caputo?
I went over this pretty seriously. I was really very, very pleased. Kudos to you and all that helped you with this. This looks like it's went through an expense, printer and cartridges and ink. Thank you very much. Initiative, 110% to you and your committee. Very well put together. I'm just in a couple of questions that I only had was one, it's mostly Alberta based. The skate line that you saw.
Yeah.
Is there any outreach to the city of Sault Ste. Marie and their park that they built by Esposito Park?
Well,
And is there a closer company
mhm.
that could come and I'm gonna, how do you say it, a quote guy. I like
Yeah.
3 or 4 quotes,
Absolutely.
but everything that you put together and everything, and I've been very much of a like of this, but there's timelines, like Councilor Chambers said, monies and allocations, but I'd like to be on the side of saying, well done, and I'm in favor of looking forward to seeing this go forward.
Fantastic.
And
So as far as local builders, I did make an attempt to find out the company who did build what they call a skate park in the Sioux. I ran into some walls. Once you call City Hall, there's a bit of disconnection in there when you need information. So I didn't get too far. What I did do is So we hang out at the skate park all the time, because I have a almost 12-year-old boy. Okay, spend a lot of time driving back and forth to the east end, spend a lot of money, I'd rather let him walk across the road. Over the last couple of months, I've been talking to the skaters, I've been talking to these kids, I've talked to teenagers over there. And there's a few guys that are there all the time, and they're in their, I want to say, early 20s. And they said that they were there when they were getting it built, and it was a local paving crew that built it. Nobody knows who it was, but it was apparently a local paving crew, and they used just regular household concrete, which was not appropriate, and that's why it's falling apart. So they didn't utilize proper engineering, proper designs, proper features, proper heights. The rails are too high, this is the wrong angle, this is bad. There's crumbling concrete all over the place, like we barely go there anymore. The local kids take concrete repair and patch it up so they can use the facility.
Cool.
So as far as timelines for building, what I've ascertained from speaking to them, like a smallish type park, you know, the 15,000 to the 20,000 square foot kind of range facility. If you get in the early fall kind of time and do the design processes, start talking to people and finalize all the multiple steps of construction, as I'm sure you know. If everything goes well on the municipal side, you can have shovels in the ground first thing in the spring, you can. And assuming, of course, it all goes good, because we know how construction goes sometimes, you could have that facility up and running for that season, like this timeline. Now, I also have a background in construction, so I do say that with a grain of salt, because anybody here who's ever built anything, anywhere, anyhow, will tell you that there are some hiccups. But ideally, perfectly on paper, if you get in with them in the fall, we could have it built for that next summer session, that sort of thing. The reason why that information is from Calgary specifically, I called the Toronto office in Newline, and I didn't hear back from Toronto, but I heard back from the guy from Calgary. So he was the one that I had a conversation with, only because he was the one that basically answered my emails first and answered my phone calls first. But like I say, they have a Toronto office. So that, I mean, I would assume that if we did go further with this particular company, we'd probably get kicked over to Toronto people, because they all integrate and all work together, right? And I know that on their huge facilities, because they built something in Texas, and it was it was giant. I can't remember how many square foot, but it was a $2.5 million park that they built. They pulled people from all of their offices to work on that project, right? So that might be something that they do internally as well. So that's why the information came from Alberta.
Okay, so we'll move forward on this. I think it's a great idea.
Fantastic.
And so I'll find out where you can apply for grants,
Yeah, for sure.
federal and provincial, and we have a resolution.
Okay, moved by Councillor Ian Chambers and second by Councillor Eugene Caputo. Be it resolved that this council hereby accepts the package regarding the proposal for the skate park in Prince Township, and further that this council would like to express their appreciation for the amount of effort and information that has been provided. And further that this council will present this package to the new hire for review and investigation into grants and subsidies that might be available for this type of project.
Fantastic.
You
Thank you so much.
Heard the resolution? All in favor?
Aye.
Can you, I'd like council to check to see if this is on the, just to verify that he's there, to clarify it.
Mike, are you there?
Yes, I am here, but after declaring the pecuniary interest, I am now just a spectator.
Okay, just wondering.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Staff report, fire chief.
Okay, I'm just going to read this. Moved by
Oh, you're
Councillor
hiding in the kitchen, were you?
Eugene Caputo and second by Ian Chambers. Be it resolved that this council hereby accepts the fire chief's report as presented.
Safety first. Yeah. You got the guard on and everything. Welcome.
Pretty cool and nice, but you might be the only ones around that would get that reference.
Okay, go ahead, Steve.
As far as the fire chief's report, the saw that's mentioned in it. This is the saw that was donated to us by Superior North Electrical. So it's a Milwaukee and it fits with all of our other power tools that we have. So, can be used inside, can be used in confined spaces. You know, this is a great donation. We're very appreciative of that. So right now this is being run with a battery that's out of our cordless saw or cordless reciprocating saw. So I think that's a 2 amp hour battery. So as I said in the resolution, we have a donation account that has over $10,000 in it, and I'll use a portion of it to get a carbide tip blade, which will require a heavier bar, and then get a larger amp hour battery so that we have more power. And
You might get you're gonna get 2 batteries or just one?
no, just one. You can see, so this is a 2 amp hour, and you can see how much space is in there. They make a 9 and 12 amp hour battery for it. So the bigger battery will fit in there. It's actually made for a bigger one. So if there's no objections, I'm gonna do that.
I don't think, sure, your grant money, I don't.
No, it's not grant money, it's coming from our donation.
Donations.
Yeah, do we need a resolution on that? I don't think so.
No, like last year when we bought our cordless impact, the donations from Walter Carniak's funeral. But
Yeah.
this is a large amount, so I wanted to run it by council.
Yeah, nice to see, nice saw.
Yeah. It'll greatly enhance firefighter safety. Marguerite did a great article on it on this. And stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
And the only other thing I have, just came up today, and I don't have the CAO to run it by, so I thought I'd not play full here. So again, with our donation account, remember 3 years ago, we, 2 of us plus a couple firefighters went to FireCon in Thunder Bay. And FireCon is a Northern Ontario training symposium they have the second weekend of September, run by the Association of Ontario Association of Fire Chiefs and the Fire Marshal's Office. And there's usually about 300 firefighters, I think it was 350 almost that attended in 2019. 2020 and 2021, they couldn't have it because of the pandemic. So now this September, we just got an email today that they're having it again. So I did not have anything budgeted in the training for it because we were still in the midst of the pandemic. And I didn't put it in the budget because I didn't realistically think it was going to happen. It's going to happen. So again, we had that donation account, which has over $10,000 in it, probably with, we have to get the firefighters to Thunder Bay. There's hotel rooms, there's payment for the course. It's going to be about $1,300 a firefighter. So I'm hoping that we could get 2, Jim and I, and then 3 other firefighters to go. So if there's no, again, no objection to that, I'm going to use the money that's in the donation.
anybody object?
Great. That's all I have. Any other questions?
No? Doing a good job and,
Okay. Thank you.
oh, the resolution. Moved by Councilor Caputo and seconded by Chambers. To be resolved that this council hereby accepts the fire chief's report as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
You're doing a great job. You're doing, thank you.
Oh, thanks. Have a good night.
Have a good evening.
Roads report. Okay,
Mr.
all
Evans.
right, Brian's not here, so the resolution, then we'll talk.
No, I don't even, okay, yes, I do. Okay, we do have a resolution here. Moved by Councillor Eugene Caputo and Councillor Ian Chambers, be it resolved that this council hereby accepts the roads report as information.
Any questions on it?
I just wanted to ask,
Oh,
go ahead.
Councilor
Councilor
Chambers?
Yeah, just, he's mentioning the replacement of the truck and seeing as it takes several months.
Takes a year.
Yeah, so we need to think of that prior to next year's budget. So
Yeah.
We should, oh, fire.
we're gonna need a
We should-
truck, so
We should have maybe
to be getting it on order for next year.
put on next council with prices. We should get him to go out and get prices
Yeah.
and then him to check on it.
And then over budget on the service reading. Yeah, it's just gonna have to come out of our reserves because
Well,
it's gonna be
actually-
done.
Actually, we just finished paying the 1 ton off, so we could do it the same way we did the 1 ton. The payments will probably be the same because the 1 ton was pretty expensive, so won't even affect our budget. It'll just go from
one vehicle to the next.
one
Yeah,
vehicle to the other vehicle.
but sooner rather than later.
We should be ordering it. So we'll get Lorraine to talk to Brian about looking prices for next meeting. You know,
Sounds good. I just had a question about the fourth paragraph about Walls Road having many potholes to keep up. Like, I've had people knock on my door. My wife likes it the way it is because people slow right down in front of our house and our china cabinet doesn't shake. But I've also had a lot of people that are upset, and yes, he's fixed a couple.
Are they residents of Prince Township or Sault Ste. Marie residents or?
They're my neighbors, Mayor.
They're complaining about the potholes?
Correct.
Okay,
Everybody except for my wife.
well, he has a proposal, the proposal is to dig that area up, but you don't want that area dug up all summer because of the dust.
Well, you can look outside and see my truck. The dust is all over it.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Eugene, in his defense, he's been pretty well working by himself, and he finally got another worker with him.
Oh, really?
So hopefully Brian's gonna start, and he's gonna be getting his other workers, the students, the beginning of July. So hopefully then he can start getting on all of these things, okay?
Awesome.
Because
Didn't know
I'm
that,
sure
but thank
that's
you.
what he's gonna say,
Thank you for the information.
okay?
And he's planning on digging it up later on this, in the season, so it doesn't create too much dust. Any other questions? Heard the resolution, all in favor?
Aye.
Carried. And I guess the culvert,
Okay. Yeah, this is for the culvert on Town Line at 1042 Town Line. Has everybody seen where it is?
you
I
know,
drove by, yeah.
Yeah.
It's right next door to Mr. Groundhogger.
Okay. And
okay. Mrs. Wagner called me up and she couldn't get off work, so she wanted me just to give a brief thing, is that lots of people, there's a few homes on Town Line that do have the second culvert. They will be paying for the second culvert and putting it in, but they need permission from council to put it in. So they're requesting a permission to put the second culvert in. They got enough frontage. So you heard the resolution, unless anybody got any questions?
I just wanted to know if it was put out to the other neighbors and if there's any questions or queries as to the second culvert and why. That's all.
This wouldn't be put up.
No.
No.
It wouldn't.
And then all the other neighbors have two culverts. So you heard the resolution, all in favor? Carried.
okay, moved by Councillor
Oh, you read it? I think you read it.
Eugene Caputo and second by Ian Chambers. Be it resolved that this council hereby agrees to allow the installation of a second culvert at 1042 Town Line Road as requested.
Okay, you all are carried. CEO and clerk's treasury report, revenue and expenditures. Resolution.
Okay, let me read it first. Moved by Councillor Ian Chambers and second by Eugene Caputo. Be it resolved that this council hereby accepts the May revenue report in the amount of $277,897.47 and the May expenditure report in the amount of $246,562.74 as presented.
Questions? Go ahead.
With the, went to work this morning and the sign at the corner of Cooley Avenue, the second line, was $2.29 a liter. Like, I know that we have the two trucks and the gas is, I know it may sound a little minuscule, but as it goes and we start getting into the summer and working more and doing, and nice job on the grass in the park. But do we have extras or is there an allocation for the raise in the gas prices and everything? Or is that gonna become, I mean, for me, to fill my truck is $200, but it used to be $100. So I mean, it's gonna be an add-on, or we're okay that way? Or-
I guess as the budget goes down, well, if he's gonna run out of budget, we always pass the budget, so.
Yeah. Okay,
He may move it around too from
Yeah.
something else that he,
Just wanted to make that aware that I made a point of it.
yeah.
Any other questions?
Oh, I missed it.
Ready?
I just wanted to say how nice that the increases in the fire permits and the marina revenues too have gone up. To let people know that those are doing well. And on the marina revenue, people asked about how, if they can't, when they fill out their form, there's nowhere on there where it asks for your license plate. It just asks for your name and all that, and you can e-transfer.
It's a work in progress.
Oh, is it? Okay. I can tell.
We're all,
You have to give the office a little slack for this year.
yeah,
No, listen,
yeah.
I've talked
That's,
to
we'll
four-
note that, yes.
correct. I have
Definitely.
4 avid fishermen that love coming here to
Yeah.
use our marina.
Yeah,
Kudos to all who did the work and all. They just give me 2
it's
pointers.
mostly Mary Lynn. I
2
mean,
pointers.
Leanne,
Yeah,
Leanne,
yeah,
give
2
Leanne
pointers. That
kudos,
was,
yeah.
can they include the license plate and something about the road and parking? I said,
Absolutely.
I'll ask.
It is included on the launch forms. It's not included on the docket forms because those are long-term people
Oh, I
and
see.
we're aware of them. So just the proof of their dockage is good enough. So that's the boat
Oh.
information. But the people that are doing daily launches, those are the ones that we need their license plate if
Okay.
we're checking parking, and it's on there.
And just one question on the boat launch, somebody questioned that it's at the end of the boat launch, if you're talking to them, can they dig that out a little bit more? Because the big boats hit it going in.
We have been asked that, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, heard the resolution. All in favor?
They're really happy with the pricing
Yeah,
Mhm.
on carried.
for this year.
Okay.
Homer's offering the non-full-time employees.
Mhm. I'm going to read the resolution. It pretty well should tell you what it's all about. Moved by Councillor Eugene Caputo and second by Councillor Ian Chambers. Be it resolved that this council accepts the correspondence from OMERS, and further be it resolved that this council chooses option B, having OMERS send the enrollment package to non-full-time employees as per the correspondence. This way, then we won't get into trouble if we're too late. They'll do it on time for us.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's the way it is now, isn't it?
No,
No,
no, but we want it that way.
okay.
It's the safest for us if it is.
And that's big by the end of the month away, Lorraine.
I'm
You
not-
married to Lorraine?
I'm not too sure.
I think it's by June 30th. They wanted it done or something. I was reading.
Yeah, it's soon, so.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
have to get moving on it. Okay, heard the resolution. All in favor?
All right.
Carried. No planning, no bylaws, no notice of motions, correspondence.
okay, moved by Councillor Eugene Caputo and second by Councillor Ian Chambers. Be it resolved that this council accepts items 11A and C to C as information.
Questions? All in favor?
All right.
Carried.
Okay, moved by Councillor Ian Chambers and second by Councillor Eugene Caputo. Be it resolved that this council hereby accepts the information from Councillor Matthews regarding the zero emission vehicle infrastructure program as information.
Anybody got any comment on this?
I'm in the gas and oil business. I'm driving my truck. I'm not gonna get an electric car soon, but good on the environment, yes.
All in favor of the information?
Yeah.
Carried.
Okay, moved by Councillor Ian Chambers and second by Councillor Eugene Caputo, be it resolved that this council support the resolution of the Township of Tarbet requesting that the Premier of Ontario and the Minister of Health respond to the requests from the Northern Ontario School of Medicine and Northern Ontario communities to transform human health resource planning immediately to relieve the healthcare crisis occurring now, and further that the province accelerate the approval process so that expanding medical student intake can commence in the fall of 2022, and further that a copy of this resolution be sent to the Premier of Ontario, ADMA, and the Ontario Minister of Health, MPP Michael Mantha, and Dr. Sirita Verma, President of the Northern Ontario School of Medicine University.
Heard the resolution, any comments? All in favor? Carried.
Moved by Councillor Eugene Caputo and second by Councillor Ian Chambers. Be it resolved that the council support the resolution from the City of Waterloo regarding the step necessary to meet the adoption greenhouse gas reduction target of 30% by 2030, and further that the copy of this resolution and the resolution from Waterloo be sent to the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing and MPP Michael Mantha.
Comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
Okay, moved by Councillor Eugene Caputo and second by Councillor Ian Chambers. Be it resolved that the council proceed into closed session at 7:26 p.m. to consider the subject matter in accordance with the Municipal Act. The receiving of the advice that is subject to solicitor client, including communication necessary for that purpose, breakdown of minutes used, and invoice. Further, be it resolved that should the closed session be adjourned, council may reconvene in closed session to continue to discuss the same matter without the need for a further authorizing resolution.
All in favor?
Aye.
Paper.